Good afternoon, everyone, or morning, or evening, or whatever time it is when you're watching this. We're back with more of Earthrise. Today I've become British for absolutely no reason whatsoever, so hallo zusammen. And yeah, we're ready now to start walking around and look at more things. One thing I do want to mention before I start is one of my viewers was generous enough to explain that in these hallways you can look at the doors, and first of all it will tell you what each door is and where it goes, so you can see to the north we go to the landing area and so on. Also, you notice at the bottom it says there are a set of lights over each airlock door. If you look at the lights, it tells you which doors have a red light or a green light over them. So here, for example, we can see there's a red light over the south and northwest doors. So what the red light means is that that hallway is not pressurized, and so if you go there, you die if you're not wearing your helmet. So for example, we can go to the we can go to the south or to the northwest. Let's go to the south, because why not? And you can see, notice on the left, to the door on the left, over that door, there's a green light. That means that if you go through that door, it's okay in there, it's safe in there. But the red light on the other side means that it's not safe in here, and so I died. So that's a quick way of knowing. That's a quick way of knowing if you need to put your helmet on or not. I'm probably not going to be cautious enough to actually actually check the lights every time I go through a door, because I'm just sort of careless that way. But thank you to Ignaz Kolisch, I hope I pronounced that correctly, for letting me know that you can you can notice or prepare yourself for whether you're going to need your helmet or not before you go through the door. So where did I not go last time? I know I went to pretty much all these places, but there were some places that needed more exploration than others. Let's see, I think I'm going to have to just be stupid about it and go through all of these places. One thing you can't do is type fast. That makes the bloke walk faster. Oh, I was here before, wasn't I? Yes, I was. Oh dear, I blinked. And now I'll never blink again. Alright. Well, that wasn't what I wanted to do, is it now? Let's go through here. It should be safe in here. Yes, so I'm going to type fast when I need to traverse these lengthy hallways, because otherwise it's just going to get boring waiting for him to... Alright, and now here I can type normal, because even though I'm not a normal person, I can still make the game run at a normal speed, because why not? That's what normal people do, innit? So let's take a look around. You're in the western end of the research laboratory. There are a couple of tables loaded with lab equipment, and there's a picture and a chart hung on the wall. You notice a corpse on the floor. Ah, so this is our first corpse. Before we saw a spacesuit, or what the game claimed was an empty spacesuit. Actually, there were a couple of those. There was one on the surface where that trench had been dug, and then there was that one with all the holes in it, which had been punctured by that sort of porcupine creature, but there was no dead body in it. But now we've got an actual dead body. So let's go ahead and look at our deceased comrade here, or colleague, and see what's become of him or her. This person is quite dead. There is a note on his chest and a glass lying next to him. All right. Well, can we read the note? I am writing this for whoever may find me. I have locked myself in here to try to get away from them. Yesterday, Alan... Okay, I'm sorry, the British accent is getting a bit annoying for me now, so I'm going to go ahead and switch to my normal voice. Yesterday, Alan, my assistant, let a spider loose in the botanical garden. That's probably that spider that we saw before towards the end of the previous video. In hopes of furthering our attempts at creating a perfect biosphere with a complete ecocycle. If he had asked me, I would have warned him that the fertilizer we formulated may have unpredictable effects on insect life. When Sharon disappeared, Alan went to check the garden. He hasn't returned. I think the Zelds have figured out how to work the airlocks, and one of them has me trapped in here. Fortunately, they aren't big enough to activate the automatic airlocks mechanism, but I hear him working away at the controls right now. I saw what was left of some of the others and don't want to end up like them. If I fill myself up with enough of this stuff, then I should be its last meal. There shouldn't be an apostrophe in this usage of its, because it's a possessive and not a contraction of it is. To whomever may read this, be careful. The note leaves you feeling nervous. Oh, really? I wonder why. So it appears that the spider that we saw has already claimed another victim. And I think when we were in the room with the spider, wasn't there another sort of mummified body hanging somewhere in that screen? I seem to recall that there was. So yeah, if you go into that room, you become presumably the spider's second victim. Let's take a look at this glass that's lying on the floor next to this dead chum of ours. It looks like he drank from it. It would seem it was the last thing he ever did. So it looks like this guy poisoned himself, and then I guess in an effort to poison whatever was eating the people, he thought that if he could poison himself, then whatever would eat him would die from poisoning as well, which is a very, very noble and brave sort of thing to do. But okay, can I get anything from here? Can I get the note or the glass? Are you nuts? That stuff killed this guy and you want to take it. Well, I didn't say drink it. I didn't say drink the stuff in the glass, but, you know, if it's a poison, maybe it might be useful. I'm going to assume we can't get the corpse. No, we have no use for it. I guess that is true. Let's see, is there anything interesting on this table? This tables are covered with lab equipment. Okay, let's use the lab equipment. That won't get you anywhere. All right, let's look at this chart on the wall. Is that the periodic table of the elements? It looks kind of like the periodic table of the elements, but not exactly. It's sort of, what is that? Oh, something to do with organic chemistry, not your area of expertise. Not mine either. Okay. Let's see. Can I look on this table? No? Just says they're covered with lab equipment. I'm going to assume most of this equipment is just for window dressing, and you can't actually do anything with it. What about this picture on the wall? It was obviously shot using electron microscopy. No matter, is that, I think that's microscopy, or is it microscopy? No, that sounds stupid. I'm pretty sure it's or is it microscopy? Microscopy? I don't know English. No matter how far back you stand, you just can't make it out. You have a quick flashback of your days at MIT looking at certain reproductive cells through an electron microscope and smile. Reality bears its claws, and you remember the job at hand. Didn't Gordon Freeman go to MIT? I'm trying to remember now. You know that huge long tram ride that you take at the beginning of Half-Life? It gives you Gordon Freeman's background while you're on that trip. Didn't it say that he studied theoretical physics at MIT? So this is the second game that I've played, I think, that has a MIT alumnus as its protagonist. Okay, what's over here? You're in the eastern end of the research lab. You can see a row of filing cabinets, a small counter, and a row of storage cabinets. Okay. Can we open these cabinets? Oh, it even asked you, do you want to open the filing or the storage cabinet? So I think these are the filing cabinets on the... Oh, wow. You open the filing cabinet and leaf through the files. There is some interesting stuff here. You find some biomedical records of various forms of life indigenous to this asteroid. The files discuss in detail the biophysical features of several of these creatures. Not being a biophysicist, you would prefer a more general description. Each creature's file mentions a computer entry in the Biomed database of the installation's main computer. You quickly scan the files labeled Timac, Brelt, Karik, Glitten, and Zeld. I'm going to assume that those are names of alien life forms. Some of those are probably already life forms that we've encountered, like that three-legged green creature that eats us. That's probably one of those 5 names that I just read. You wonder what inspired the names these scientists thought up. You replace the files not much wiser and close the filing cabinet. Well, at least we have the names of some things now, which we can probably look up in a computer later. And can we open up these storage cabinets here? Oh, yes we can. Look in cabinet. Oh, there is a bee in a glass jar here. You know what I want to do? I want to not take that right now. I'm going to go ahead and close that storage cabinet for a sec. The bee dies in unpressurized areas. It's a little bit annoying. You do need that bee in a jar, but because the bee is, it's a life form adapted for life on Earth in a proper pressurized atmosphere, the bee will promptly die if you take it into any of those unpressurized hallways. There is a way to fix that, but I don't think I have the way to deal with that now, so I'm just going to leave the bee here. In fact, let me show you. Let me go ahead and just quickly save my game, and I'll set it to fast. Let me go ahead and open storage cabinet and get the jar, and I'm gonna put on my, oh actually no, I don't need to put on my helmet here because this is a pressurized area. Let's walk down here. Oh, I should I should have put on my helmet. Okay, anyway. You hear a muffled pop as your pet bee decompresses. That's going to cost you all your points. Sorry, pal. Does that tell you anything? And indeed, my score goes to 0. So I can put on my helmet here. Yeah, I actually... Yeah, so you do get about 1 or 2 seconds when you enter one of these unpressurized areas before you die. So you can, if you put on your helmet in that time, you can still survive it. But yeah, you can't... I don't think you can win the game without the bee. So, like I said, there is a way to prevent the bee from dying in those areas, but I'm not going to worry about that now. We'll come back here and get the bee later. What's on this table? There's a small notepad on the table. Can we read the notepad? Try moving closer. Okay, is this... I guess this white thing is probably the... Oh, maybe that green... Okay, that green thing over here. This is the notepad. The notes are sketchy and technical. It appears that a researcher found some dead slime creature wrapped around a cupcake wrapper. A slime creature wrapped around a cupcake wrapper. I guess slimes like cupcakes. Well, who doesn't? Cupcakes are awesome. A Dr. Edward Stanley was trying to figure out what killed it. He was performing some experiments on the remains of the creature to support his theory. As you read on, you start to wish you had paid more attention in your biochem classes at the academy. Amazing symbiotic colony creature, silicon-based life. Plant portion photosynthesizes oxygen from silicon dioxide and asteroid dust. Animal half has cupric oxide blood. Wait a minute. Hold on, back up just a second. How do you photosynthesize oxygen from silicon dioxide? Photosynthesis means getting something from light. That's what photo means. Photo refers to light. So photosynthesis means you'd have to synthesize something out of light. You can't photosynthesize something out of silicon dioxide. You can synthesize something from silicon dioxide, but not photosynthesize something, unless I'm really very wrong about that, but okay. Antioxidants in cupcake must have blocked copper hemoglobin's ability to oxidize. Creature asphyxiated. Aha! Because of the antioxidants in cupcakes, the creature died. So apparently, sweets and desserts and things like that will kill slime creatures. That is good to know. Sure, you're convinced that should be Y-O-U-R-E. Right, you begin to feel like you're a little out of... Did they deliberately swap those just to annoy grammar Nazis like me? Because on the third last line there, that should be Y-O-U-R-E, and then on the last line it should be Y-O-U-R, but they swapped them. I have a feeling that's one of those troll things that they do just to annoy people who pick on grammar like I do. Okay, let's look at this counter here. Whoops. On the counter you see a book, a small rear projection slide projector, and a framed picture. Okay, let's look at the book. Recombinant DNA procedures. You prefer fiction. Okay, well, how do you know it's not fiction? Okay, he doesn't want the book. Let's look at this projector. Since you have no slides, the projector holds little interest for you. Can I get the projector? Can't take that. No, okay. And what was... So there's the book, the projector, and what's the other thing? Oh, a picture. Look at the picture. An amateur shot of someone holding a dead shark. The caption reads, Summer 80. Boy, that's old, you think to yourself. What year does this game take place in? You know what, I'm not sure. That chronometer just gives us... I mean, that's the time, but it doesn't show... It doesn't reflect the date. I'm not sure of the date that this game takes place in, but anyway. You don't want the picture. All right, what about that calendar on the wall? October 2024, a rather attractive young woman laying on a beach. I think that should be lying. It bugs me when people say laying when they mean lying. I don't think that people lay on a beach, they lie on a beach. Anyway, a rather attractive woman on a beach gives you a warm smile. Okay, surely we want the calendar because this rather attractive woman on a beach is... No, you don't want the calendar? You don't want the rather attractive young woman laying on a beach? I mean, if she's laying on a beach, then... All right, let's not go there. There's a chart and a calendar. Can we look at the chart? You can't make heads or tails of it. That's too bad because I think most of those lines do have heads and tails on them. Okay, I'm just being a nerd now. Let's get out of here. This that science lab exceeded my exceeded most people's tolerance for nerdiness, I think. Nerd levels reaching critical, Captain. Alright, let's walk through here, and was I already here? Is that where the spider was? I think that's where the spider was. Can I look at the door and find out? No? Okay, doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure. I think that's where the spider was. Okay. Let's take a look around here. You're in the observatory. There is a large telescope mounted to the wall and hooked up to a computer. Against the south wall, there is a large view screen for the telescope. There is a computer, a printer, and a desk here, as well as some charts and a picture on the wall. Well, nice trick putting the huge view screen here at the bottom of the game room where we can't see it. Thanks a lot. We can't even see what's on the screen. The large view screen against the southern wall shows an incredibly detailed view of the inside of the observatory's sky doors. And we can't see it because they put it specifically on the one aspect of the game's perspective that we can't see. Thanks a lot, game designers. They probably did that on purpose. Alright, whatever. Let's take a look at this computer here. The computer is operating. Okay. Can we use the computer? Better think of something else. Maybe it's too complicated for a protagonist to use. I'm the operator with the telescope computer. Can we get the paper from the printer? No. Print? No. The desk. The desk is plain and simple. It has 4 drawers and a pair of field glasses on it. Can we get the glasses? Okay. And if you look at the glasses, I think, yeah, very nice. Fixed magnification, autofocus military model. Is there a difference between field glasses and binoculars? Because usually when... I'm under the impression that field glasses is something like a military term, because whenever I see people saying they're using field glasses, they're basically using binoculars, except they don't want to say binoculars because then you think they're bird watching or something like that. Look in the desk. Okay. Can we open the drawers? The drawers are empty. All right. Let's look at this chart. The chart on the right looks like the Milky Way galaxy. The chart on the left is a drawing of Solus with a small circle and arrow on it. The caption reads, "You are here." Oh, that's cute. I used to have a postcard with a picture of the Milky Way, and it had an arrow pointing and saying, "You are here." Let's look at this picture. Home sweet home. Oh, I guess that's Earth. But how do you know that Earth is our home? What if it's not? All right, I think we can't really... I'm pretty sure we can't look through the telescope. The telescope looks like a 70-inch reflector fitted with a high-resolution video camera. There are some control cables connecting the servo mounts to the computer. Yeah, I didn't say look at the telescope, but okay. I don't think we can look through that telescope. It's kind of unfortunate, but all right. Well, there wasn't much to do there. And let's see. Let's go ahead and save our game again. And did I explore what was up here? I don't know, I keep switching between fast and normal. I should probably just leave it at fast since I keep going through these silly hallways. Okay, this room. I was not here before, or I was here before, but I didn't explore this room before. So this is the security office. There is a computer against the northern wall, a table in the middle of the room, and an airlock in the western wall. There is also a chair at a computer terminal at the southern end of the room. There's a large glass wall with a door in it, separating the inner security office from the outer security office. Okay. Can we open that door? You can't. It's locked. Can we unlock the door? That won't accomplish anything. Well, it would, actually, but I'm going to assume that we can't unlock it because we don't have a key. Can we sit in the chair? Oh, yes, we can. Cool. Can we use the computer? Oh, maybe we need to say use terminal. There we go. Ooh, central computer active. Select database. Okay, let's see. So here we need to... Hold on, let me just check my notes. So we're at the computer, and what's the name of the database that we need to use? Wasn't it Biomed? Yes, Biomed database online, enter search string. So I think what we should do is read about all those 5 alien races that we got names for in the filing cabinets in the science lab. So let's see. Let's go ahead and do them in alphabetical order. Let's start with the Brelt. Entry 355, blah, 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 Dr. Andrew J.H. Kelly. Research staff. Okay, Brelt, a small rodent-like creature resembling a porcupine. Aha, we've seen one of those. These little devils fire steel darts from their skin at respectable velocities. Okay. First of all, that should be speeds because of velocity. Well, I guess it is a velocity, but we normally use the word speed because velocity has a vector. It is a vector. It has a direction as well as a speed, but okay, whatever. I don't think that steel naturally grows on anything. Steel is not a naturally occurring substance. It is a human-made alloy, so I'm a little bit skeptical that there could be some naturally occurring organic creature that grows steel darts on its tail or on its skin. At close range, these darts can penetrate pressure suits. I have seen 2 people try to fight them. They both died. Bullets and laser blasts seem to have no effect. Their steel spines act as an effective shield. I haven't quite figured out how they managed to produce steel organically. Okay, they anticipated my objection. But I'm working on it as of the filing of this report. So basically, we got no useful information. We know that they can throw spikes at you, but we have no idea how to deal with them. Well, that wasn't very helpful, was it? Okay, what's next? What about the Glitten? Alright, Douglas P. Kane, Security Chief. Glitten. Very large insect-like creature. I have seen several of them now, and they are very aggressive. They aren't that fast, so they can be avoided easily. They have figured out how to work the airlocks and travel freely about the base. They have only been spotted in areas where the native atmosphere has leaked in. I don't think they like our atmosphere. Aha! So, okay, so these Glitten can be killed by flooding depressurized areas with normal oxygen, human habitable atmosphere. Okay, so that's probably how we deal with the Glitten when we find it. During my last encounter, I shot one of them several times, but it had no effect. I even tried a laser blast, which also had no effect. I'm going to try something else. I will make another entry if I'm successful. Okay, so we know how to deal with the Glitten. Just make sure that if they're in an unpressurized area, then find some way to pressurize that area. I'm going to assume that that's why they put that there. All right, Karek. Dr. Aaron Weinstein. Karek, scaly green creature with astonishing teeth. Creature has 3 clawed feet. Okay, this is that thing that we saw in that other hallway. So we've seen one of these as well, which can be used as mandibles. The Karek is definitely a carnivore, yes. The only one I've seen dead was in a smoldering heap. I couldn't find its killer, but I assumed it was one of us. They are vulnerable to heat, and I think this is our only possible defense. Okay, so Kareks are vulnerable to heat. So all we need to do is get a flamethrower, and that will clear out that hallway. What's next? Let's try the Timac. Dr. Paul Lahazy. Timac, small gelatinous creature. Okay, this is probably that blue blob that we saw at the bottom of the mine shaft. That you know, that place where you die if you fall on that pickaxe in the ground. There's also that blue blob moving around. That's probably one of these. Okay, small gelatinous creature secretes deadly caustic fluid that will dissolve everything tested. We haven't found a way to stop these things yet, but they are slow enough to avoid. They tunnel through some kinds of rock. I believe they are responsible for violating the integrity of some of the tunnels, allowing pressure to escape and the native atmosphere to enter. That's why some of these tunnels are depressurized. They've been spotted in every part of the base, the only exception being the botanical gardens. For some reason, they avoid that place completely. Interesting. Okay, and last one is the Zeld. Not to be confused with the Nintendo Princess. Alright, Kenneth Archer of the Botanical Staff writes, the Zeld is a large, ugly reptilian creature. This creature has extremely large teeth and will eat anything. I have seen them eat plants, people, and their own dead. They are bulletproof, laserproof, and I have never actually seen anyone kill one. I have seen only one dead, and that was in the garden. It had several little bumps on it that looked not unlike insect bites. Aha! Insect bites. And remember, a spider is not an insect, but where have we seen an insect that, a stinging insect? Remember, we saw one in a jar not too long ago. These things are very mean and aggressive. The only defense I've found to be effective is flight. And he does not mean flight as in airborne flight, but he means flight as in running away, I assume. All right, let's go ahead and I guess we're done. Let's get out of here. Uh-oh, I just pressed enter. How do I get out of the computer? Quit? Okay. Quit works. Oh, and I got some points for looking up those alien species. All right, let's get the table. The table is currently adorned by a pad of paper, a pencil, a coffee pot and mug, and a small folder. Alright, can we look at the pad of paper? It's blank. Can we get the pad of paper? No, we don't need the pad of paper. Can we get the pencil? You don't need a pencil. Well, how do you know? It is a number 2 and recently sharpened. See, I like the way they put these little details in the game. They actually mention that it's a number 2 pencil recently sharpened, even though apparently you don't do anything with the pencil at all. Look at the coffee pot. It's half full of cold coffee. Let's drink the coffee. Yuck, that stuff is so old you would probably need a spoon. Can we get the coffee pot? No. Can we get the cup? You don't want an old coffee mug. Alright, what about this folder over here? It's labeled Incident Reports and is surprisingly empty. That is pretty surprising. I think that reflects not the fact that there have been no incidents, but probably that none of the incidents have been documented because anyone who could document them probably died before finishing the documentation. Can we get the folder? You have no use for an empty folder. How do you know? Folders can be useful, even if they're empty. Alright, well, that was useful. Useful to get that information from the computer, even if we won't be able to make immediate use of it. I'm sure that some of it will come in handy later. Alright, let's see. You know what? I don't remember where exactly I've been now. I think I've been to all these other places. Hold on, let me quickly go back to administration down here, but I was here, wasn't I? Oh yeah. Why do I keep coming back here? I keep forgetting that I must subconsciously really like that. What was it? Was that the Carrick? Or the Timac? I don't remember. I think it was one of those. I must like that three-legged green creature because I keep going back there. Alright, here's the elevator. Let's go ahead and go to the next floor. So let's look at the buttons. Panel has 2 buttons on it marked up and down. I think even I can figure that one out. Let's push up. Press the up button and nothing happens. Okay, let's push down. You feel vertical movement. Alright, and I don't think we can go down anymore. Yeah, nothing happens. So there are only 2 floors here, so that's pretty straightforward. Alright, we're on the 2nd floor. I don't think we've been here before, so let's go ahead and take a look at the doors. So north is the living quarters, gymnasium, engine room, power plant, cryogenics, emergency exit. Oh, that's the emergency exit. Okay, remember that emergency exit that we saw before from the outside? That's how you get there. So you can get there from here, from the inside. Southwest is the elevator, west is the mine. Oh, so west takes us to that mine where the pickaxe and that dissolving blob were. And the northwest is the kitchen and mess hall. And there are a set of lights over each airlock door. Let's take a look at the lights. So the red light is over the doors to the northeast and southeast. So those areas are not pressurized. All others are green. Alright, let's go ahead and save the game again. And why don't we check out the kitchen? I don't know about you folks, I'm not very hungry right now, but it seems like the kitchen is, I don't know, it sounds like a friendly place to go and look at some food objects, because, you know, food is always pleasant to behold. Unlike most of the other life forms in this game, the food doesn't try to eat us. Instead, you eat the food. All right, let's take a look here. You're in the base's mess hall. There is one large table here covered with plates. There are forks scattered about the table, as well as a bowl and a good-sized cake. Through the doors to the north, you can see the kitchen. It looks like someone was about to serve lunch but never got to finish the job. Perhaps they died first. All right, can we get a plate? You have no need of a plate. Can we get a fork? You don't need a fork. Can we get that bowl? You don't want a bowl of cold soup. Well, cold soup is better than no soup, if you're hungry. Alright, what about this cake then? The cake looks delicious. It probably has enough preservatives in it to keep it fresh for at least 200 years. Alright, can we get the cake? You take a piece of the cake. Ooh. Can we eat the cake? You stuff your face with the huge piece of cake. Remembering your dear mother, you actually chew it. Your taste buds thank you, your stomach thanks you, but a little voice inside your head who sounds remarkably like your dentist gives you a little... Wait. So this sound represented by TSK, 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 isn't that... Because people don't say tusk, tusk, tusk. They say... I think that's what that's supposed to represent. That's not really a voice. That's not a voiced sound. That's just a percussive sound. Alright, and I think we can get another piece of cake. Another one? You're a glutton. You pick up yet another piece. But let's not eat this one. Let's hold on to this one for now. And come through these doors here. This takes us to the kitchen. There's a counter against the west wall, a table in the center of the kitchen. Against the north wall, you see a sink, cabinet, door, and several ovens. On the east wall, there are some menus, and there are 2 exits to the south. Alright. Well, what's that on the table? Is that a knife? Yes, there is a knife on the table. Let's get the knife. You carefully pick up the knife and very carefully take it with you. Wow, I guess they had to write that just so that children wouldn't stab themselves. Children who play this game wouldn't kill themselves with knives, and then parents would sue the makers of this game and say, "You made my child pick up a knife and get killed by the inspiration from the game to put knives in his inventory." Alright, let's take a look at the knife. This is a pretty nasty looking kitchen knife. Be careful, alright? We'll be very careful. Let's go ahead and take a look at this sink over here. The sink is dry and empty. Alright, can we wash our hands? The game doesn't understand the word wash. Well, typical male. Can we turn on the water? You have no interest in water right now. You would only make a mess. Okay. Well, can we open this cabinet? You can't. It's locked. Unlock cabinet? You don't have the key. And the first letter of a sentence should be capitalized. Let's see, can we open this door? I think the way that these doors work, yeah, there's a button next to it. I think what you do is you push the button next to these doors, and yeah, the door opens. Just before we go in there, let's take a look at these ovens. Ah, yes, the ever-handy microwave. There are 4 of them, and they all look empty. Alright, can we open the ovens? They looked empty because they are empty. Okay, very clever game. What if I had tried to open them before looking at them, huh? Did you think of that? Alright. Let's see. Chicken, fish, chicken, fish, chicken, fish. Chicken and fish. Fish with chicken. What a diverse menu. Reminds you a little of boarding school, okay? And what's in here? You're in the pantry. There are some shelves and a couple of drums here. This place is surprisingly bare considering the crew has another 6 months to go. You wonder what happened to all the food. There are no signs that any animals got in here. It's too clean. Alright, let's look at these barrels. The drums have Messin brand cooking oil written on them. According to the date stamp on the top, this stuff will be good until January 3051. Amazing, these new preservatives. Wow. Can we get the barrel? If you could manage carrying something that big around, you have no reason to. Alright, let's look at these shelves. I see 2 packages and several food cylinders. Can we get a package? We don't need them. Can we open the package? Okay. Can we get one of these cylinders? Since you don't have the tool to open the cylinders on the 3rd shelf, you decide to settle for the open one. You take it and carry it with you. Okay, so what's this cylinder all about? Oh, the remaining food cylinders on the 3rd shelf are LCLD. Look at the one you have. Okay. This is an empty food cylinder with an airtight screw-on lid. Oh, this is what we use. Okay, this is what we use to protect the bee. So that bee in a jar, now that we have this, what we can do is get the bee in a jar, and then every time we enter a pressurized hallway, we need to put the bee in this airtight cylinder so that it doesn't die from the low pressure area. And then once we're done, we have to take it out of here and put it back in the jar because otherwise it'll suffocate. So this is what we use to carry around the bee, but I'm still not going to get the bee just yet because it's going to be a pain to have to swap it between the cylinder and the jar every time we enter an unpressurized area. But we will go back for the bee eventually. So okay, well, this was very enlightening. I'll go ahead and save my game here, and I think we're now at the point where we can end the video. So thank you for watching, everyone. I hope that my British accent at the beginning wasn't too annoying or off-putting. And yeah, this is Earthrise. We've made some pretty good progress. Let's take a quick look at our inventory. We have a piece of cake, we have a food cylinder, we have field glasses, and we have a kitchen knife and a security badge, which we had before, but all the other items we got in this video. So this has been a very productive video. We've gotten 4 inventory items, we've died a couple of times, we've read some scientific files and discussed science, because we are scientists and we are very smarty pants people like that. And yeah, overall I think this went very well. So thank you for watching, everyone. I will see you in a future video where we discover more of the mysteries of Earthrise. Until then, folks, Bye-bye for now.